Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 10, Vibhuti Yoga, Glories of Bhagwan Krishna, verse 35. In the last verse, Bhagwan Krishna said, I am the all devouring death and prosperity of the prosperous. I am fame, wealth, sweet speech, sharp memory, courage, forgiveness, or balance of mind, both in praise and criticism. Now, verse 35. बृहत्सामतदा साम्नां गायत्री छन्दसामहं मासानामार्गशीर्षोऽहं ऋतूनां कुसुमाकरः बृहत्सामतदा साम्नां. Bhagavan Krishna says, I am Brihat Saman in Samaveda. It is the most melodious and most difficult meter in Samaveda, it is said. It requires rigorous practice, very rigorous practice, and years of continuous practice also. Bhagavan says, I am that Brihat Sama. Then Bhagavan says, Gayatri Chandasamaham. Gayatri, I need not have to say more about Gayatri. Most of the Hindus may know about Gayatri mantra, the powerful Gayatri mantra. It is the only mantra which is called as Maha Mantra. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, the first mantra of Rig Veda is in Gayatri Chantas. For every Devata, there is a mantra that is there in Gayatri Chantas. The meaning of Gayatri mantra is Brahma Vidya. The literal meaning of Gayatri mantra is, may the self-effulgent, self-luminous, all knowledge, that is the self in us, who is luminous like the sun, who removes darkness, remove my ignorance and brighten up my mind. When this mantra is chanted, it is equal to have studied all the Vedas. Swami Chinmayananda says, it is the most divine and extremely powerful mantra. Kanchi Paramacharya says the following. I am giving the extract of what Kanchi Paramacharya says. Gayantam trayate iti Gayatri. That means Gayatri mantra is such a powerful mantra which protects the one who chants the mantra. In Vedas, it is said, Gayatri Chantasam Mada. Chandas means Vedas. For all the Veda mantras, Gayatri mantra is the mother. Gayatri mantra contains 24 aksharas or letters. It contains the essence or juice of Rig, Yajur and Sama Vedas, all said by Kanchi Paramacharya. Gayatri mantra, again he continues, Gayatri mantra has to be chanted at 3 times of a day, morning, midday and evening. In Gayatri mantra, the Shakti or power or essence of all the Vedas are given in that mantra. For all the mantras, only Gayatri mantra gives the power. Like you have everything, but unless you switch on the main power, current will not flow in all the other instruments. Maybe it is a geyser, maybe it is a fridge, maybe it is a fan or a light. The main switch is Gayatri mantra. That is what he says. If you do not chant Gayatri, then for all the other jabas, yajnas, yagas, whatever one performs, absolutely there is no power or result. The only mantra that can take a person to moksha is again Gayatri mantra. Kanchi Paramacharya quotes here one Tamil Siddhar. We have already seen Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi. Here he quotes another Siddhar. His name is Idaikattu Chittar. He says, Kanamal, Konamal, Kandu Kodu. ஆடுகான் போகுது பார், which means காணாமல் means not seen. That is, in the morning, before the sun rise, one should give the argya. Before Sandhya Vandana, it is argya. In Sandhya Vandana, you have to give argya before chanting Gayatri mantra. So, before the sunrise, the morning Sandhya Vandana should be completed. Then, Konamal means shapeless shape. That is, when the sun is above your head, directly above your head at 12 noon, then the shadow, your shadow, will not be too much. It will fall at your feet, very little. That is Konamal. At that time, your Madhyaniham has to be performed. Then Kandu, Kanamal, Konamal, Kandu Kodu. Kandu means seen. When the sun is setting, but not yet set, in the evening, at that time, one must perform Sandhyavan, Sayam Sandhya. So, he says, Kanamal, Konamal, Kandugudu. Then he says, Adu kan Pogudupar. Adu means neer adu, that is, take bath. Take bath at Ganges at least once in your lifetime. That is what he says. Then, Kan means at least, see, at least once in a lifetime, visit Rameswaram and see Sedu Darshan. That is Kan. Pogudupar. It goes. What goes? If one chants Gayatri mantra all the 3 times of a day, one must at least visit Rameshwaram at least in his lifetime, at least once in his lifetime. 3, one must take bath in Ganga at least once in lifetime. These 3, if somebody does, Poguduban, it goes. All the powers of that person will vanish. It will go away. That is what he says. If you do not chant Gayatri properly, then already I have said this, all your pujas, yajnas, yagas, whatever you do, it's all complete waste. Not switching on the main power, but trying to make your fridge or geyser work. It will not work. What is the fruit of chanting Gayatri? This is what we all want to know. The only result is Siddha Suddhi, that is, removing your sins and keeping your manas dirt free. Bhagwan said, Ashantasya kutas sugam. Where there is no peace of mind, there is no chance of any happiness in that mind. By chanting Gayatri mantra, a person gets peace of mind. That is the main fruit. Pure, dirt-free manas. That will be there. Then Kanchi Paramacharya says a story. This story happened 500 to 600 years back. There was a king who was ruling Trivandrum, who was ruling Kerala by keeping his capital as Trivandrum. He had a dreaded disease. The doctors in his palace gave him Raja Vaidyam, that is treatment which a king deserves. You take it as the best hospital. You take a person to the best hospital. Suppose a prime minister or president is there. Then whatever treatment he deserves, the best doctors will be there, best hospital will be there. Like that, the king was also given treatment. But his disease was not cured. The king was so sad that he had to live with that dreaded disease. Who wants disease? Whether you want wealth or not, nobody wants disease. Every night he used to pray to the God and then go to bed. One night he had a dream. In that dream, something appeared before him. It said, your disease can be cured. This disease is because of your Purva Janma Karma, sins of your previous births. So you are suffering like this. Only one way is there. Make a doll or a image like yours of your shape and size. Fill that image, that the doll or image must be made of sesame seeds. We call it till, sesame seeds. Then you fill that doll with gold coins. Then donate it to somebody. Your disease will be cured, but the person who takes the gift will get that disease along with the gift, unless he has power which will nullify this effect. Next day, immediately the king announced it. Uh, he made a doll, sesame doll, filled it with gold coins, made announcement in whatever way the communication can spread throughout the country or to other countries also. He sent this message. Then the king was very honest. He also said, whoever takes this doll, he will get the disease along with the doll. Health is wealth. No one was ready to take the dreaded disease. So the king was suffering. Many were interested in the gold, but nobody was prepared to take that disease. King suffered. After a few days or a few months, a young brahmachari came to his palace. He agreed to take that doll. King was surprised. Maybe the brahmachari is not aware of the correct facts. So the king honestly told that brahmachari, "Hey, you seem to be a young fellow. You are looking very bright. But I need to tell you, if you take this doll, then you will get the disease also." Young brahmachari was not worried about that. He was unperturbed. He was chanting Gayatri all the three times. His face was shining like a midday sun. So he said, I know everything. You need not have to repeat. I have heard everything. You bring that doll and give it to me. Then the king put a little bit of water on his palm and gave the doll to the young brahmachari. A surprising thing happened before the eyes of everybody in the court hall. The doll lifted its right hand. It was an image, but it still lifted its right hand. It folded its little finger and thumb and showed three fingers towards the young brahmachari. The young brahmachari shook his head heavily and said, no, 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 no chance, absolutely no chance. Then the doll folded its ring finger and showed two fingers to the brahmachari. Again the brahmachari said, nothing doing, impossible. "Mhm," he said. Now the doll folded its middle finger, only one finger, that index finger, it showed to the brahmachari. The young brahmachari half-heartedly said, okay, TK, I will give you. The doll was extremely happy and fell at the brahmachari's feet and then vanished. The entire court hall was witnessing this event. King was terribly shocked and surprised. The king asked the brahmachari, what was the conversation that was going on between you and that doll? Brahmachari explained. The, the brahmachari looked at the doll at that time when the king gave it and asked the doll, how much of the punya I have to give it to you so that you will not touch me? That dreaded disease, it will not touch me. The doll initially asked, whatever punyas you get by chanting Gayatri three times a day, that entire punya you give it to me. I will not touch you. That is why it showed three of its fingers. Then I will not touch you and run away. I stoutly refused. The brahmachari said, no, nothing doing, I said. Then the doll begged, please give me at least two times the punya which you get by chanting Gayatri Japa. Two times. The brahmachari said, nothing doing. Impossible. Then finally the doll begged, at least give me one time punya of chanting Gayatri. Then because I have to give something, to get something, and naturally I have to give something. So I said, okay, I agree. That is why the Gayatri fell at my feet and then vanished without touching me. King was cured of his disease, and the disease naturally did not touch that brahmachari. Because he was chanting Gayatri all the three times, he gave only one time of the punya of chanting Gayatri. The essence of this story is how much power a person gets by chanting Gayatri is the essence of story. Bhagavan says, I am the most powerful Gayatri mantra. That is what Bhagavan says. Then Bhagavan says, Masana Margashisha. In the months of, in the 12 months, I am Margashisha. That is December 15th to January 14th. This is a very auspicious month. Whichever temple you go, they open at early morning. You can see Abhishek, Tirupavai, Tiruvambavai. In Tamil Nadu, it is extremely famous. So Bhagavan says, I am Margari. We call it as Margari, Margashisha. Then Bhagavan says, Riturnam Kusuma Karaka. In the seasons, I am spring season. That is the flowery season. Flowers all over the trees, throughout the earth. Earth gets dressed up with flowers everywhere. So Bhagavan says, in Riturnam Kusuma Karaka. Verse 35 again. Brihat Samatada Samnam Gayatri Chandasamaham Masana Margashi Shogam Riturnam Kusumakaragam. Next verse we'll see tomorrow. Harihom Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Narayana 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 Narayana